Yeah, he is.
If
I got it.
If you're on a paid subscription, you can get it. If you're not, you can't get it.
Yeah, it's streaming to my channel right now.
Okay.
I mean,
So you got a blue box at the top right of your screen.
No.
It says stream this to your audience.
See, there's a notification. Someone just got a notification that I'm streaming live.
Yeah, it was me.
Right. Now look to the right, up in the right-hand corner, you'll see a check mark, and you'll see Bob's name up there.
Yeah, I see Bob's check up there. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
See, that's something else I'm learning new about StreamYard. What's good that I came on tonight.
Now here's the hitch in the giddy up, right? So as you're seeing comments, if they look like they got a little chain link in the corner of the face, those are people watching it on my channel or somebody else's.
I call it a paper clip.
The paper clip.
I call it a paper clip. Wherever you see a paper clip, they come in on your channel. But then now, if they want to make a comment, they have to do it on Sun One channel.
Or someone's got to be popping them up on the screen so they can read them, right?
Right. Unless
yeah,
you
I
got
seen a few pop up with the chain, the paper. Yeah, well, Tim and Bob are moderators, and so is Lee.
I'm gonna work something out. My brother just bought 86 acres in West Virginia. So 86 acres.
I just need 150. That's all.
Well, they're a lot of mountainside acres, right? So they're they got a spot for the house, and then you got this job in the back.
You gotta go downhill, uphill.
But bees don't care. If you can get to them, they'll be fine.
That's right.
What you do is terrace the side of that mountain, put them on there.
That's
something Earl would do.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Fuzzy there, Earl, but I can hear you.
Okay, I wasn't going to talk much anyway. I just wanted to join in one time for a change. I'm glad Mr. George came in. That's the first time we got to hang out together.
How you doing here, Billy? Yeah, first time I actually seen you, really.
I'm hanging out like hair on a biscuit. I usually have a big old beard, but I've shaved it off. And I usually keep bald head, but I've grown some hair, so you never know what I'm going to look like. Anything to hide the ugly.
Hey.
Yeah, he becomes a chameleon sometimes. I've seen him change several times.
Hey. Hey,
I do it too. I'll have a full beard.
Nobody's stopping you good.
I'll keep a beard as long as I can get away with it, but when wife says trim it or shave it, it's done. It's done. Yeah, man, I got to wear these night sprints. It's for carpal tunnel and trigger finger and other stuff. Yeah,
you might need to let the bees sting you up.
Yeah, I know it, but the snow has to quit first. It snowed here all day.
You getting snow today?
Oh man.
Yeah, snow.
It's supposed to get cold here tonight.
It is cold here.
Let's see. We're supposed to get in, let me see. Sun 32 tonight, 29 tomorrow for lows. And Monday 30. Yep.
That's cold for where you're at.
How many of y'all covered in snow right now?
There's quite a few people talking about snow. Danae said it was 15 below.
15 below.
I think that's what.
I figure from New North is covered in it.
Then it got down to 15.
Low tonight, 38 here.
Now, let me ask y'all this for the folks that do get snow. Now, I had an old timer tell us this, that like whenever it very rarely snows and actually sticks to the ground down here. It's been well over 10 years since we've seen any accumulation of snow on the ground down here. But he was telling us, he says, son, whenever we get them good, we call it good snow, which is probably about a half inch, really. It ain't much, but
It's good snow for us.
he said there's a whole bunch of nitrogen in that snow, and it helps to fertilize our grounds. Y'all know anything on that?
It was
It would make sense. Nitrogen's the most abundant gas in the atmosphere.
I don't want to know about
Yeah,
it. I grew up in.
Earl's a local scientist here.
We get
All I know is whenever I'm working with the garden after a good rain, I mean, you can't water a garden and make it do what rain does.
Well, you're right about that. Yes, sir.
we get a freeze warning and the whole state shuts down over here. They ain't playing. School closed, everything.
Shoot, around here you get a thought of any kind of cold or possible ice, it shuts down. Don't even have to be announced.
We go out to play.
You're in Carolina. Same thing happened in Georgia.
Yep. Yes, sir.
The kayaks that usually go down the river are then turned into snowmobiles. You see kayaks going down the snow just as much as you do rivers.
But they're getting towed behind pickup trucks.
Right.
Only if you're real redneck. It's actually showing sunshine for me Sunday and Monday. What about that?
Be nice.
I'm
Well, it's
multitasking.
going to get up to 45 tomorrow.
Appreciate you, Ricky.
Yeah.
Packing up.
Earl, I've already done 2 splits already.
What?
Too cold here for that yet.
I was hoping we
I'm in
could do
Dothan.
it weekend, but it got way too cold.
You're in North Florida.
You guys are really blessed to be able to be in your bees this time of year and have that good warm weather.
That guy's crazy.
Dude, did you say I'm in Florida?
Ed said he was in Dothan. I said you're in North Florida.
You mind if I say hello to a few people that just come in?
Go ahead.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Shawnee 2003, how you doing? Sheer Sunshine, how you doing? K Renee, how you doing? Cool Gamer, how you doing? Salon Siegler, how you doing? And my people come to see about y'all B people.
And let me throw a howdy on top of that right back to all them same people. I don't know the names, but howdy.
Hey.
Yeah.
And Miss Weaver, if you ordered Swarm Lure, I'm packing it up right now.
I already got mine, Bob.
I ship out pretty quick.
Where you been?
I don't let it
Did you
sit.
get a hold of those people? Those people that was trying to contact you about stuff that I texted you about?
Yep. I had my one of my translator friends get on the phone with me, 3-way call.
I got another one.
I got samples coming.
I got another one begging, thinking they can outdo them.
So,
Mary Grow with me, how you doing?
Hey, Earl, I got a question for you. So when you going to go do your hiking in the mountains again, looking for some fresh stock?
As soon as it's warm enough, for me to get there, I'll go. That's why I was looking for these couple of days of sunshine coming up, Sunday and Monday. I might try to get up in there Monday and look around.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that last year, and I didn't never get a chance to catch up on that.
I actually went and started filming and ran into a lot of bad luck and had to cut it all short, and I just wasn't prepared enough for that kind of adventure. But next time I will be.
Buddy, I'd love to be able to get up there in them mountains and see all that. Like we was talking earlier, them beautiful creeks running through there and just being in them mountains.
Wait till you see. Wait till you see. I've got a video coming up I'm going to do about a spot I found. And it's about a 12-foot wide entrance between a couple of cliffs. And I walked in between it and it opened up to
Oldham's homestead.
big old room. 250-foot high rock walls, and it's one little room and an overhang inside of it. And I'm going to have to film that, man. It's really beautiful, and I can't wait to show everybody.
Hey, Earl, you got a way to adjust your mic a little bit? Because it's fuzzy for some reason. I don't know exactly why. But people are saying they can't hardly understand what you're saying. We can hear.
So, how about now?
That's a little better.
Urban Garden Chronicles, how you doing?
Do I need to turn it down?
No, that's
No,
Better now.
that is
yeah. It
not
was just a
near
Yeah, a
little
lot better
scratchy.
now.
Yeah, because I can't stand it when other people's like that. I don't want to be like that. I'd
No,
rather
we-
You're
go out and
good.
watch.
Yeah, you good now. I think that you had the mic straight to your mouth. That's what it was.
Probably. I do have a big mouth, Jigs. Is that what you're saying?
I ain't got no comments. You got to talk to me right.
But he didn't say it. But since you said it, we'll agree.
I'm good at reading in between the lines, or at least I think
How
I
you
am.
doing,
I'm wrong
Lisa
all the
J?
time.
No, the
I'm gonna have to
Dennis
fix me up a way so I can see the comments.
video, the audio.
Yeah, what I love about you, Earl, is the fact you say what you think, and
I don't have a filter, but you know what? This new medicine, Dralo, you probably seen it on TV. I have. It's done a number on me about slowing me down and steadying me out. I make no. I don't hide the fact that I'm bipolar schizophrenic. I never have, and everybody that knows me knows that I deal with that stuff, and it's a real good reason to be with the bees if you're afflicted in that way because of the concentration and whatnot you have to have around bees, and it really helps. But they added that to the mix. Now I've got Effexor, Vraylar, and Seroquel, a stabilizer, an antipsychotic, and whatever Vraylar is, bipolar medicine. And I have to take that junk, and it ain't fun, man.
What's your count now, Ed, since you shared it out?
I was just trying to check that to see. I haven't seen what it is.
You should see up at the top of the screen how many people's watching.
Oh,
And you should see
58.
now hover over it and it'll tell you who's watching from where.
You've got somebody died when I start talking about that.
Okay, it tells you what the channels. Okay, Jigs got 7. You've got 17, and my channel's got 34.
Yep.
I have to log in to do that, but I was afraid to do it. If you want me to, I'll log in. We might grab some more.
That's the good thing about sharing it out. Now that you're sharing it out, you're getting more than what you had before.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, you cover more ground.
Mm-hmm. And plus, there's a bunch of people that's coming in that want to know about beekeeping and want to get bees. But now, hey.
I'll have a limited number of nukes in the middle of March. If anybody needs some, just hit me up.
Let folks know where you at, Bob.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah, I think mine are coming in on the 10th of March.
How many you getting?
I had to replace it since all mine are dead now.
I'm getting 15.
I heard that the other day on Mrs. T, and I was like, "Crap! I didn't know you lost all of them."
That last freeze is what did it.
Yeah,
that's
brutal.
one thing. I've been doing this since 2017, and I come to the realization it depends on the weather and how the weather go, because I'm in Georgia. We're not used to cold, so therefore they're not used to cold, and the way they keep warm, it ain't nothing when you get them freezes. That's not enough, because I don't take and put anything around my hives. I just leave my hive the way it is, and that's it.
Were you about Central Georgia or North Georgia?
South Georgia.
Oh, Earl dropped out.
I was like, what happened to him?
Hopefully, he can get on back in here.
Is the
he might be checking his mic.
Where you getting your nukes from, Jake?
There's a place up here on the other side of Vidalia where I go. They're trustworthy. I've been dealing with them for a while.
That's important.
Shan Tyreman, how you doing?
Shan Tyreman, huh?
Yeah.
I'm Tyreman.
We a long way from retire. Lord.
And if anybody's in the Atlanta area, I'll be there Wednesday night. I'll be in Atlanta. So if anybody wants to hang out, let me know.
I don't like going to Atlanta.
Me either. But the flight was cheaper from Atlanta than it was from Charlotte. Charlotte's much closer, but it's not $500 closer. So, yeah, so we're going to Atlanta. We're gonna.
Atlanta's only
didn't-
about 3.5, 4 hours from me.
Yeah, it's same for me. 3 hours, like 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, you do.
So
Yeah.
So what part? What part of Georgia? Upper northern Georgia or central Georgia? Where you at?
South Georgia. I'm close to
South.
Savannah.
Close to Savannah.
Right.
So you're on the same, basically on the same parallel that basically Tim and I are both on.
Oh,
He's
really?
over in wet.
The 30.
You're like
34 parallel, I think. 32nd, 34th parallel.
They're in South Alabama.
We're in
yeah, we're both in South Alabama area. You know, I'm at the corner of Georgia, Florida, and Alabama is where I live at.
Y'all closer to Albany. You're closer to Albany than I am. Albany,
Yeah, I'm
Georgia.
about 2 hours away from Albany, south of it.
But I mean, we're a couple hours south of Ed.
Yeah, we're about 2.5
Yeah.
hours from the edge.
We're right
just
outside Mobile.
Okay.
Yeah, we about, I don't know, 45 minutes we can be downtown Mobile from where we're at.
I'm trying to
But
remember
we
the place.
about the plague. I don't do town very much.
What's the name of that car rental? There's a car rental shop. Enterprise.
I've heard.
When I go to Alabama, I go to Enterprise.
Enterprise. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty close. To
That's 28 miles from where I live at.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh.
You never know unless you ask.
Yeah, that's true.
RX Nels, how you doing? Fallen Skies, how you doing?
You getting all kind of people coming in here.
We're in here. We're just talking about bee talk. You got any question about bees? This is a good time to ask. You got the one Bob up there. If you want to get into bees, he can get you some bees in March.
In March. Yep, they're going to be here in March. So what I do is I buy 3 frame. We call them package pluses, right? It's basically 3 pounds of bees, but you're getting 3 frames of already established comb and the queen working them already. So it's like a mini nuke. And then I put them in a 5 frame and add a couple frames to them and let them hatch out and grow up for a week or so, and they'll be ready to roll. So
I usually just get the cake.
That's the Beaconomics thing, guys.
I don't get any frames with it. My box will be full anyway, so I don't get any.
Well, the price that I get them for, if you are buying them, excuse me, it's an ability for anybody that's in bees that if you've got bees, inherently someone's going to ask you, do you sell bees, right?
Right.
Happens all the time. So you can buy them and basically double your money doing it that way. And that's kind of one of the ways I augment some of my income during the year to buy more bee stuff.
All right.
And then I make
Deborah Garrett and Experience with Sassy. Welcome in, sis. Go ahead. I'm just saying hello to folks that will come in.
Yeah, I've been noticing other people from other places. Well, I like that.
Yeah, it's nice to see new people.
That's the benefit of sharing it out.
Yeah, you get, well, see, the people we share it to typically all watch it anyway, right? It's the same group. So it's not, it's same like when Miss T shares it out and you share it out, it's the same group of people a lot. They're just watching on different channels, and the same thing happens with us. So it's nice to have y'all's group of people meeting our group of people and kind of sharing the wealth in between the two.
Trying to become one group of people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And if you're on Facebook, we got a Facebook group as well called the No Life Beekeepers. So feel free to join that.
I'm on Facebook. I haven't used it in about 3-4 years.
Bro, you find your local area, your town group, and when you go to sell your honey, you post it up in that group that you have honey. Gone.
Well, see, that's one of the things, right? There's a lot of beekeepers in my area. There's tons of beekeepers in this area.
Right. So but do all of them use Facebook? I can tell you that no. You don't.
Majority of them do.
Oh,
majority
really?
of them do.
I know people here. There's a lot of beekeepers in South Carolina as well, but
Farmer Marshall, how you doing?
But not a lot of them are using Facebook, and I use Google. Right, I've got my apiary listed on Google. So when people Google search beekeepers near me, mine pops up like right away. So I get a lot of just random calls. Do you have honey? Can you come get these bees? That type of thing.
I see Earl.
Earl's trying.
Ooh, I just tried to put him in. He's dropped back.
Oh, no.
Hey, I'll say whenever we pulled our first round of honey with that hand crank extractor,
There he goes. He's trying to come in.
He's blurry.
between church family,
I'm syndicating as we speak.
I think he's dropped again.
No, he's still here.
yeah, he's in
He's
here.
still there.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
What'd you
Must
say,
be my
Tim?
computer.
I was just saying, once folks,
How you doing,
it
Sweet
didn't
Ray?
take no time for people to start spreading the word between we got with a couple folks at church, then just family friends, if you will. And Jay, Bud, I mean, it didn't take no time before folks was calling old so and so, hey, can you get me a thing of that honey from Tim and Hannah? And Bubba, it was gone in a heartbeat.
Did they all look for discounts?
A lot of them.
It just changed, didn't it? It just changed, didn't it?
Well, mine come and try. They just don't get it. Nope, can't do that.
2 years, I think we gave away every drop of honey
Pretty much.
our bees made because
Well-
I didn't have the heart to tell people, no, you got to pay me for it.
Yeah.
But now there's just way too much time and work invested into it. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
learned a
gotta
lesson there too.
Right. Well,
There's a question up here from Fallen Skies Homesteading and Preparedness channel. It says, what is the average price per box? And True Value has boxes for sale. Is this a good place to start? It's my opinion, my personal opinion, when you're first starting, the cheapest equipment you can buy is the best equipment you can buy, or if you build. Because when evidently, and I think most everybody on here will agree that when you start, you're going to make mistakes and it's going to cost bees lives.
If you know somebody that build it, or just take the easy one and go to Amazon.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Like we talked about on Miss T's.
that's the best thing to do. Just buy the whole kit because you can get a kit. It comes with the smoker, brushes, hive tool, a deep,
Everything.
medium, Queen's excluders, and I think it was about $150 we had on y'all's and Miss T show the other day.
Yeah. You can get just go to Amazon and get the beginner's kit. You can get everything you need.
Mhm.
Then I guarantee you, after you done got your first set of bees, then you'll start spending money because you'll see how good it is. You'll get upset at one time, but then you'll come back and once you see that little bit of honey, you'll start trying to do it even more.
Mhm.
And everybody's got different budgets when they're starting. So what you think is cheap or reasonable may not be what someone else think is cheap and reasonable, right? So some people think, hey, I'm just going to buy a flow hive. That's cheap and reasonable for them.
I've been doing this since 2017. I'm still using a hand crank.
Hey,
That
well,
was it. Let me see. It holds 2 frames at a time, and I crank it up, then turn them around and crank it again. That's it. Hey,
I mean,
Yeah, I've got a 4 frame extractor I bought for $200 from somebody because they had it sitting in their garage.
That was a steal.
Yes, sir.
Lee,
What extractor are you using, Earl? What size?
The one I bought years ago off Leo Suresh, and it's the one that I can spin any kind of frames there is, and I can do 6 mediums or 3 deeps. I can do a top bar. I can do a Langstroth, whatever. And to me, the benefits of being able to do that. Ask me how many times I've ever spun anything other than a Langstroth, and I'll tell you none at all. But I still want that ability, and it's hand cooked, so if there's no power, I can still run it.
Well,
Mhm.
I've got
when I bought it, it was a lot cheaper than they are now. I would never buy that thing now, I don't think.
Yeah, I've got a small extractor, and well, it's bigger than I need right now. But
to me, that's large.
I got a 30 frame extractor and a Lyson. I call it the semi-automatic uncapper, right? So it's a hand crank, but it's got electric steam powered blades on it, or steam heated blades.
You gotta be able to set it, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, there's other pieces that I want, but not other pieces that I need right now. So it works for what I need. And my thing is, because of the hive beetles, I only pull off as much honey as I can uncap and spin out at a time, right? Because if you pull it off and leave it up in the honey house or wherever you're extracting, if there's any beetles in there, they're gonna wreck it. So
I don't have those anymore.
Turn your Wi-Fi on.
yeah, well, this year was tough for me on hive beetles. Last year, when I was diligent on the peppermint, no, not a problem.
Well, I've seen a couple of things this year. I used to laugh and say I didn't see any, but I really didn't. But now this year, it was. I had to they kept me on my toes this year, and I still lost hives, but not due to them.
Well, answer me this question, because we were talking about it earlier, and
That's right.
I noticed when I put the Appy tablet in that all of a sudden, boom, I didn't see any in the colony with the Appy tablet. Now, I had made some changes, but I made the changes wholesale to everything, and the ones that didn't have the Appy tablet in it still had a few beetles in it, but the ones that had the Appy tablet in it, I didn't see any beetles in them anymore.
Man, I'm just like Laverne and Shirley. Every year at this time, I'm always doing it always, just like always, and I'm post pretty.
Right there. Stream this to your audience.
Good.
You found it finally?
You found it?
Yep. It was right.
Shit.
Snot Tub couldn't find them?
See, you should ask your wife from the get-go, man. You should ask your wife. I can't find it. Where's that?
Jay, I thought we was friends, man.
I appreciate you.
Hey.
Jay.
No, I didn't say that. I'm sorry, Tim.
Hey,
What'd you say, girl?
I didn't say nothing.
I froze again.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Michael Buck, he says, has anyone besides me on the channel that has made a small hive beetle vacuum like the Bug Farmer? Tim and Hannah were the OG bug vacuum makers. They're the first people I've seen make.
We are. Now, if somebody
Now, I just got dumbfounded again. What you mean, bug vac?
It's a little it's a little automotive vacuum, like a handheld vacuum, but it's got a real thin nozzle on the front, but you can vacuum hive beetles out and they go into a little can.
Okay. No,
We had
I
to
thought you was.
we were so overrun.
I'm thinking something else. Okay.
Bruce from Bruce's Bees made one. He called it the Beetle Vacuum 3000 or something.
Yeah, he got it from the bug farmer. The bug farmer sent him one.
That's what I said.
But Tim and Hannah were the first people I saw with it last year, right?
No,
And then
I love you guys, and I love everybody on here, but
Yeah, we've done that a
I'd
couple years.
rather die than to use a vacuum for beetles.
That's the only way we could keep up with them. There was no way. There was just so many we would have.
But knowing what I know now, to go back to that would kill me, wouldn't it, you? If you had to go back to that, I mean, that would be devastating, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Couldn't hear you, Earl.
Yeah,
If
you're
you had
right.
to go back, if you had to go back to using the vacuum again, if you had to go back to using the vacuum again, it would be devastating. I would die. I wouldn't want to do that.
I hope we don't ever have to crank that thing up again. But let me say this. If you take my idea and you make a profit off of it, send me a check. And profit off my idea. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, Tasmanian devil.
I'm gonna get off of it.
I was going to use your part of it to pay the taxes.
Yeah, but I'm hoping we didn't have to crank that thing. Once we started doing the extract and adding that little eucalyptus in there, honest to goodness truth, we did not have to crank that thing after the middle of June up to present date.
Yep.
It has not been turned on. Now, if you go back and watch our, go ahead, Earl.
Putting that stuff in there, man, it's almost like a magic trick.
Yes.
It just,
I wish we'd have listened to you 6 months sooner than we did on that
A
stuff.
lot of people do it. A lot of people do it. People in Australia are doing it everywhere. I mean, all you gotta do is read them their comments on some of the videos, and it's crazy how many people are really having the same exact result as we have, you know, by doing it. And
Fallen
I like
Sky.
to touch it. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I like to touch it putting that eucalyptus in it the way you did, you know. That's a delicate balance, but I like how you done that because it also extends it over and pushes the moth away as well.
They are the bane of my existence.
Who said that? It must be on
The miniature black beetles.
To play somebody, I don't remember, but they can be heard.
And they will tear up a colony.
Yes.
Yeah, they will.
And they stink disgustingly bad.
y'all, if we hadn't, I mean, like I say, you can go back and see our earlier videos a year or so ago and just see the infestations. And we're not talking about one or two. We're talking about hundreds.
Yeah, 25, 50 jump out at once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as soon as we pulled that lid back or one of them
They
slats,
were everywhere.
we'd have to start getting them thing in that vacuum cleaner. If not, they would get into the colony, then decimate the colony. And within a couple of days, they'd be slimed out. And
When I went and got mine from Seth that last time, and he had just got them from that North Florida, probably ain't saying that right, but we had been down there in North Florida. They were like that when I brought them up here, but about 3-4 hours later, they was not.
But there's one thing I'm really, really glad about, because, we're small YouTubers. We have our community, but we don't have the tens of thousands of subscribers like a lot of people do. And I'm really glad that a lot of these men and women are speaking up and saying, it doesn't matter if they're in the sun. It doesn't matter if they're in this type of environment.
Mm-hmm.
They will infest that colony no matter what the
Doesn't even
soil
matter how
is.
strong the colony is, they will still
The way
take
I
them.
was always learned about them is when they defecate on a honey cell, you won't go back to that honey cell. It's like they claim it, mine. And
Well,
I think that gives them the little leg hold.
the problem is a lot of people that are talking about hive beetles, they are only seeing, they're in an area where they're not even seeing that many. I mean, I heard a live stream this week where they were talking about hive beetles, and they're telling you how to treat hive beetles, and they open up a colony, got 3 or 4 in it. We might have 300 or 400 in there, you know? So I'm like, you're telling people how to kill them, and you don't even have to kill them. So, you know, it's kind of ridiculous, but.
Well, and to your
Craziest
point,
thing
Is that where they can smash with the high tube and they're done?
Yeah.
craziest thing I ever saw was a beetle in jail. And so I dropped a drop of peppermint below him. He climbed out of the jail right over top of all those bees' head and headed straight to the top. So they're only in jail if they want to be. Because you should have seen how fast he left that jail. And he was in jail, and bees surrounding him. One drop of peppermint, up that, and he came just to getting it. Wings are flapping, legs are digging. I was so happy.
Well, we did a video when we first started doing the extract and everything, and I think it was about our second week into it, and it was in one of the horizontal hives, but we have slats across each one. It's not like a full inner cover, so we could just roll back a little one before, one at a time, and we'd rolling back, and we're going, oh, thank you, Lord, we didn't see any. But Hannah took that little old diabetic needle and syringe and run that bee across the back. Well, I guess
we can hear you.
I guess the peppermint got on them, or whenever they smelt it, whatever it was. But buddy, it was like you hit them with a match and some gas. Them jokers got up and they got gone out of their little hiding spot.
It ran them out.
Yeah.
We do have that on video.
Can you share that I posted on there? Can you add that?
Now, you know, I also use, when I started out, I used the CD disc. I tried that too, and that works pretty good. That works pretty good.
Our bees just paralyzed it.
Yeah,
They had them things closed.
I'm trying to see if Ed can add this that I'm trying to share to the screen here.
Oh, okay. Present. I hit present.
No, it should be in the bottom like you're adding a person.
I do know
how you doing?
Oh, there it is. It's beside you.
So I've used Swiffer sheets before, right? And
raisin cake.
This is a decimated colony. It's a couple photos. What happens to the larva and everything. I had to scrape it. Let me see if I can fast forward this a bit. This is few years ago. As you can tell, I look younger. Let me see if
When you got diligent with those peppermints, man, you didn't have no problem in that. That's
this is before that. Just showing some of the Swiffer sheets I pulled out. But what I want to show people is actually in the bucket, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could not look at it, but I'm going to have to look at it, but it's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I should have showed y'all what we pulling out of that thing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
they
got me out.
Not me talking. We don't want to see that.
You're always talking, Bob.
Well, this is a few years ago, but I'm trying to. Here we go.
You ever get into some maybe rotten hay? That's about what.
You see all the larvae in there?
Smell is. Yeah, that's just thousands and thousands and thousands of just not much.
Yeah, and I think I actually take a hive tool, and I mean that they're all under there. It's like bunches and bunches of them.
That's the moths, right?
That's the larva that they lay in the comb. That that rips it up, right, and slimes out your honey and everything.
Yeah.
Beetle larvae before it goes to the dirt.
I think I fed them to the chickens.
Did you
No,
see
I
that
didn't.
Dr. Jamie Ellis video where he actually raised them in fruit? They have the ability, if they can't get
You
into
see
a
the beetles
hive,
walking around in the bucket even.
Yeah.
they can live in fruit trees like peaches
Excuse
and
me.
apples.
So they live in and around fruit trees. What you saying, Earl?
No, them maggots, they go right in, lay eggs in an apple or a peach, and they go through the whole thing just like they would in a beehive, but they'll do it in the peach or in the apple. And so, but they'll only do that if they cannot access a honey hive. But they
Those are moth beetles. I mean, moth worms that was in the bucket, right?
No, those are
No,
side bee larvae,
hive beetles.
Hmm.
and they'll totally wreck the colony and make the bees leave.
I'm
Smell
not
just like
going
rotten hay.
to graphic detail with it, but whenever we was vacuuming hundreds at a time, there will be a time where I forgot to empty the bucket out, because what I do is I put, I don't know, an inch or two water in the bottom of that vacuum, and I put dish soap in there, and whenever we vacuum them up, they get in that dishwater. Well, I forget to take and either feed them to the chickens or just discard them either way. Well, we come back out the next week, there wouldn't be no pollen or honey, anything like that in there. But buddy, let me tell you what, it went from solid shell beetles to larvae. It's like they would procreate in there as well, even not even having the bees to go off of. They just continue on.
Yeah, they're nasty.
I used to just take frames and sit in there with my chickens until my chickens have a ball.
Problem is the chickens tear the comb up too.
Yeah, they would hit it
It's
down hard.
satisfying watching them chickens eat those things.
Oh yeah, our chickens are spoiled to it. They
They will follow us to the beehives in the yard and stand down there waiting.
yeah, think, oh, we're gonna get a snack today. They and the bees.
They have been sorely disappointed here lately.
But I can definitely say with the peppermint, there was a drastic difference in the colonies. Very
Since I quit the candy and started doing it just exactly like you see Tim and Hannah doing it, it was such a perfect representation of it. I've shared a video on about every platform I'm on. I'm on a bunch of them now, but that's exactly how I do it. I might put 2 or 3 peppermint candies in there to just distract them, let them go to the candy and be eating on it while that soaks into the wood. Because once it soaks into the wood, they can walk all over it and it don't hurt them.
Oh, okay. What kind of peppermint are we using? The regular cheap peppermint or some real peppermint?
Real peppermint oil.
Or a bag peppermint candies.
Peppermint candy? All right, that'll work.
But now,
But they eat the peppermint candies quick now.
It can't be the artificial ones. You don't know how many people's told me it don't work, but they're using artificially flavored.
That's what I'm looking at right there, artificial flavor.
Yeah, you don't want to use that. You use the real stuff like that McCormick you get at the grocery store or whatever, just for cooking. Yeah, I get that 100%.
By pure peppermint extract.
Yeah.
I buy 16 ounces at a time from I forget the name of it, but I can get it and post it if anybody wants it. It's I buy 16 ounces at a time for like $20, and if not, you'll pay $10 an ounce for it.
Yeah, that's the cheap one.
Yep, Sam's Club for like $10, you get 6 or 7 pounds of them.
Starlight, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the most
Well,
part. I go,
everybody kept telling me, well, what is it going to get the honey? Is it going to get the honey? And I was like, well, no, it can't be because I'm not using it. They can't leak it. It's just in there stinking up the hive as far as the hive beetle is concerned. The hive, you can actually do it. I've done it, and I even have a video of me doing it. You can ask Google what beetles hate most, and it'll say, according to Smith's dictionary, personality, whatever, and it'll say peppermint oil. So
I think I'm gonna do when I put these new hives in, I'm gonna do I'm gonna crush up some candy, and I'm putting spearmint and peppermint at the base of the hive.
well, I tell you the thing about spearmint. Spearmint's good, but it doesn't have but just a little bit of the peppermint oil menthol, like that gives it that little harshness to it. But still, spearmint's good, and they hate it as well. And the candies themselves have 20 parts per million peppermint oil in them, the hard candies. And what else was I gonna say?
I'm gonna put the plants. I'm putting plants at the base of the.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
I'm putting plants in.
Yeah, I go spearmint and peppermint both for mine too, man. I can't wait until they come up.
hey, and Jay, we was talking on y'all's live the other day how we built our pollen sub feeder out of them coffee cans.
Yeah.
Drilling a hole in the side. All right. Get you an extra one, but don't drill you a hole in the side. Keep your lid and cut you a small little cross in it, in the top of that lid. That way, all them papers that you have pulling that peppermint candy off of, all you got to do is just shove it down in there, and they won't come back out.
I even got the guys just tying them, throwing them in there and letting them go in there and eat it yourselves. They drag the paper out too.
Yeah, the first year when I did it, like I was telling them, I noticed that they stocked that all around the brood.
They got to do that. And it makes you think, why? I mean, of all the things in the world that you've ever fed your bees, why is peppermint the only thing that they put around the brood? I'll say one more thing about peppermint, and I'll kind of shut up about it, but of all the bee pheromones and enzymes that have to do with like smell or whatever, peppermint oil contains 0 that match a honeybee. In other words, all of the honeybees' smells and perceptions can be 100% intact at the same time they have, the peppermint in there with them. It doesn't mask anything. I mean, it makes you wonder why it's not something that not just everybody knows about. You'd think it would be something that everybody's just always done for hundreds of years.
Yeah, DC was asking Earl, says, what about double mint?
I don't know. I know that what is that? Spearmint and peppermint together, ain't it?
I'm not sure.
Tell him pull it out, the taste is gonna move him when he pops it in his mouth. Like the commercial.
Yeah. 2 mints in one.
Give me some plants.
I
think I got some mint. I think I got some mint seeds.
Wait, DC said he for real has a double mint plant.
Oh, he does. I thought he was joking. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I was joking back with you, baby. I knew you were joking. I did not know.
I didn't either.
I've never heard of it either. That's the first time.
I thought he was making a joke like about the.
Wait a minute, George. Just because you grow them both in the same pot don't make it double mint, does it, George?
Yeah.
DC really just growing them in the same batch, are you? I recommended got the live stream turned on and got backstage with this thing. There's no way I'm touching any buttons to go check it out. This is the only live stream I've been on this year, Ed.
I haven't had any issue with carpenter bees.
No,
me neither. If anything, I'd say them things are on a decline.
Yeah, someone was asking, do carpenter bees wreck a hive? I've not seen one. I've seen them go into it and be run right back out.
yeah, they don't. I don't run into a lot of them. They don't stay long.
Yeah, I can watch. I've watched a couple walk right in and turn around and taking off quick.
I've seen them at my feeders. If I put out open feed, I've seen them in there. Bees.
And they're fine altogether in that.
Mm-hmm. Well, y'all, I'm getting ready to eat some dinner. And so I'm going to be running off of here.
All right.
All right.
It was good seeing all y'all. And I might, who knows, I might have a late night stream, depending on how y'all been going 3 hours over here already. So,
yeah, I may be calling it here because my wife's gonna want something to eat in a minute. So,
well, who's gonna go live now?
Well, when my boss comes in here, I have to do what I'm told. I don't know about the rest of it, but I do what I'm told.
Robert, they're eating that tablet right now.
I fed mine before I came on here, so she ain't got nothing to say to me.
So I will put y'all on the next one. I appreciate y'all.
All right, Bob. Have a good one.
God bless.
All right, man. Well, I'm glad you decided to drop in, Errol. We were talking about.
I'm just glad to be here with you.
We were talking about mites versus beetles, and
what I eat. How you doing, bro?
What they were,
Sylvia.
The mites we try to eliminate. The beetles we haven't found a way to eliminate them. Is what we were talking about. You can get them, you can run them off, you keep them out, but you just not a way to. They've not found a way to eliminate them yet.
No, because they live in fruit. They ain't no way to get rid of them. I mean, they will live in the peach. They don't need the honeybee hive. They just prefer it.
Yeah. Shoot. So that's why we were debating that earlier. And
Jamie Ellis, when he did his studies in Africa, he was over there in the laboratory on the second story, up a flight of stairs. In the laboratory, if you know how a laboratory is, you're talking shut door, glass room, sealed up pretty much. Well, he comes in after the weekend, and there is a line of hive beetle larvae from the dirt beside the sidewalk all the way through the main lobby entrance, up the stairs, down the hall, and into the room, and over to the petri dish he had sitting on the table where they was climbing out and falling down. I imagine now, in my mind, they was following the dirt that people tracked in on their shoes and was following it outside to get to more of it. I don't know though, but that's a real good video to watch on hive beetles because he pretty much explained it, all of it. Did you know they can fly 10 to 11 miles at night?
I didn't know about at night, but I've heard they fly 10 or so miles to find a hive.
Oh yeah, they're all about the night business. They hate sun probably more than they do peppermint.
They love what?
Yeah.
They hate the sunshine. They hate the sunshine more about it than they do peppermint. Which actually they hate peppermint oil more than anything, according to Google. But it just seems as though, like when that one beetle that Cedar Anderson on that hive, it went and hid from the sun under peppermint candy. But the peppermint candy was the only shelter it had from the sun. And again, the 20 parts per million, they're not going to kill them, they're just going to aggravate them.
I think we get some of the oil too. I put some of the oil in every corner.
Brother,
And we did across the frame list and in between them too is a good deal. It absorbed right into the purpleness or the bear cones you got in around. It was absorbed right into that, man. You're like, yeah, hold that for me.
I'm just gonna be real honest. It's not talk. It's not just, well, here's a solution that may work. Brother, for us, it is working. And we're not dealing with, once again, we're not dealing with just a few down here. We're dealing with hundreds at one time. And like Earl said, people are picking up on it and showing that this works.
Yeah, 'cause I got some more bee friends. I'm gonna make sure they get into it as well too, because I know they're gonna have the same problems.
Yes, sir. Tell them about it, and it's a huge relief being able to go out to your bees and not have the stress of going, are they slimed out?
I lost this time.
Yeah.
Imagine being that bee. Imagine they don't have to gel them, they don't have to chase them. You know what? Let's go do bee stuff.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, they're not stressed out and coming at you because they're mad.
Seriously.
Yeah. Well, if there's a beetle in my house, I know about it. Them girls will aggravate me to death, they'll bump me in the head. They'll be like, you need to get over here and do something.
Yeah. They hook you down the street.
I feel like that's how they do me. I mean, y'all probably have those same kind of experiences with them, but when I walk out the door and I get hit banging 2 or 3 times, there's a problem in the apiary that I need to fix. Almost always.
All right.
It works, brother. It's something that really, I put it like this. We done the CDs like you're talking about. We filled them with diatomaceous earth. We bought the beetle barn things or whatever you call them, where you stick them between the frames. I mean, we tried everything under the sun to knock them out. But this extract, the peppermint extract, and the only thing that we done, and the only reason we done this is because we had an old timer telling us about wax moths. How they dealt with them back in the day was using eucalyptus. So we was like, well,
exactly why I started doing it.
Yeah, if the peppermint keeps the beetles out, then we'll just add, we only added 0.5 milliliters to a 2-ounce bottle of the eucalyptus oil, not much at all. But our whole thing was, well, if the peppermint will keep the beetles out, we know the eucalyptus will deter the wax moths. So maybe that'll kind of help on both ends. But either way, on the beetle portion, brother, it works, man.
I'm gonna find out, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, and listen, you don't have to worry about overdoing it, because when I first started doing this, I was doing it with a bottle that you shook and drip the drop, drip the drop, drip the boom, and half a bottle came out right in the middle back part of the hive. And before I looked, and it was half of it. I dumped a 1/2 ounce pure peppermint oil extract right in the back of that hive, right on top of them. I'm talking thick hive, heavy hive. Put that lid back on them. I said, I guess they're going to be breathing here in a minute. I couldn't tell it. They didn't do nothing.
All right.
They didn't do nothing. They put it around the grid. It's like they know what it is. It's like they know that. I mean, hey, there's that stuff we use. Let's put it right here. It's crazy.
So,
why do they move it around the grid?
What's your video where you break everything down, Earl? Far as it takes so many. Oh, how'd you put it? Yes, so many microns or whatever it is. to harm them, but there's not enough in the extract to harm the bees.
Right. And get this though, another thing. Think about it. If it's running those beetles off, big as they are, compared to a mite, imagine how hard it is on them little old mites trying to breathe around that peppermint oil if they get it on. So if you want to know about peppermint oil, put a drop on your tongue. I don't recommend it because I used to grow reapers and gold habaneros, and none of that was as hot as that peppermint oil when I put it in my mouth. And there wasn't no cooling it off either. It burnt me alive. That stuff in pure form is abrasive.
So basically, it'll take a whole lot to so-called overdose or harm the hive.
I don't know the amount, but I know they've done some studies trying to use it as a pesticide against bees, and the best they could do with their highest dose was 86%. Still had 86% survival. And so they was like, no, it's no good for killing bees. And so it was deemed, non-harmful to bees, non-lethal to bees. Because that study, they was trying to prove it as lethal to bees, but it turned out proving that it wasn't.
It'd be good to if it repel the ants.
I would think it would have to help, but I don't know. Ants a lot like a bee. They might like it too and use it. I don't know.
I mean, it makes
sense. I have a guy to make you safe, and I ain't afraid to jerk up. I'm not. I mean, I will put some permethrin around the bottom and on the ground if I need to get rid of them ants. But I'm pretty blessed. I don't really have a bad problem here with any of the major ant species. Like when we used to live down Wilmington, North Carolina, I've been red and black ants and those red ants. Those things will take over your house.
Now, we ain't so much had an issue with the little sugar ants for the most part, but the sugar ants was our telltale sign of that colony has collapsed because of those beetles.
Mm-hmm.
When we see no sugar ants,
9 times out of 10, you're taking open up your box, and them sugar ants, they won't be bothering nobody. They'll be living over in the corner or up around the lid or something, over off to the shelf. It's just, I often wondered if could they be beneficial or very harmful. I don't know, but y'all ever notice that they kind of like their own little house in there with them? Sugar ants, I mean.
Where they just be kind of huddled up on one side in the hive, the ants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, 755 Media.
Most of ours would be like on the top of that inner cover. They wouldn't be so much down in the box, but it was like they would congregate a whole lot on the very top of that inner cover.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about, baby.
Going back a little bit here, Michael Buck asked, is extract and essential oils the same? I believe extract is an alcohol based, where an essential oil would be an oil based.
Yeah, and not only that, I'm glad you brought it up. The actual extract that is alcohol based actually has a higher potency level. In other words, if you were to use a drop of peppermint oil, you would only use a half a drop of peppermint extract. It's a little bit. It's not half like I just done. It's more like 3/4 to a quarter, but it's real close to that. It's just a little bit more powerful, so you have to cut it back if you're using the extract with any kind of recipes.
Yeah. The alcohol based wouldn't last as long as the oil based.
I use it in my fondants. I use it in my sugar syrups, and whenever I want to feed a patty, I don't think nothing of it. I just crush up some peppermint candy, coat that patty, throw it in there. I don't know anybody ever had a beetle lay eggs in them when they do that. I can see probably 20, 24, 7, 12.
Yeah, I think Matt and Sarah was doing that, putting crushed peppermint on their patties when they were putting them in the hive.
The year Bob was doing it, he had a batch and he actually put it in his patties and he had excellent look out of it, especially when he fed it kind of like you feed Hive Alive. He was making them in little Ziploc baggies and things. I thought he had a good thing going there.
I think it took about 30 to 35 peppermint candies, crushed up, made a good cup, a measuring cup. And that's what we put into our pile and patty mix. Now, disclaimer, don't let your woman know that you're using her stand mixer. She might get a little but mix it in good and the same thing. We wouldn't putting out big slabs of pollen patty.
So, how long?
Say it like that, I can't hear it.
How long does pollen patty usually last? If you don't have a chance to put it in. Now I've got some that I haven't used in almost a year. It's been in the freezer.
So me like they'll be all right. I've kept them 2 years
like
in the freezer. In the freezer, I've kept them 2 years in freezer. Mine I have. Not store-bought, but mine.
Crush you some up, Jay, and stick on that the patties you got. You know, get you a hammer, whatever you need to. Just crush a good handful of them up, and if nothing else, just smash them down in.
Worst case scenario, it's a $2 experiment on it, baby. Sorry, I didn't mean to walk on you like that, bro.
You good, Captain? Go ahead. But we didn't see any issue with larvae up underneath the pollen patties whenever we crushed them up. Now, whenever we didn't, it wouldn't take but just a couple of days. You go out there and lift that rascal up, and buddy, you'd see them little larvae trying to get away from you pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, they're nasty.
Instead of using the your wife's stand mixer, maybe you should use your bar blender.
Coffee grinder.
You can get one of those smoothie machines and putting those patties in the smoothie machine when they got that churn in there and just put the oil in. I don't know if it's working out. Seemed to me like it would.
Bob was talking about doing that with his creamed honey.
Yeah. Bob comes up with some cool stuff, man.
Got to use the dough hook with the creamed honey.
I'm still debating whether to make some cream honey or not.
I've never done that.
Because if I do, I need to get it done before April hit. Because that's when I'll be selling this in April.
I just take my I just take my crystallized honey and put it in a container and call it creamed honey.
Well, I tell you what, Jake, you probably find out that creamed honey would probably sell fairly quick, and you can sell it for twice the price. You know, half pound for $10, and you'll get it.
So you're selling that one to the kids? No, it didn't go bad. It went good.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to check out
positive.
Put it in the refrigerator. Don't put it in the freezer. Just put it in the refrigerator. You'll be good.
Yes, sir.
Check out old
Well-
Flower Street Farms. That's the man to talk to on doing them cream honeys and stuff. That feller has pretty well got it down to an art.
What's
I
his name
remember him
again?
short crap.
What's his name?
Flower
Flowers.
Street Farm. Flower
He's a
Street
very intelligent
Farm.
man, Greg.
Getting tongue tied.
Yeah, he's smarter than he is.
Yeah, I think
Is he the one was talking about buying the slush maker to make the whip the cream?
no, that
No,
was Bob.
Bob Walker.
Well, guys, I'm gonna jump out of here. I guess y'all had enough of mine. Y'all schizophrenia. So, but I appreciate you having me in here, Ed. I broke the record. First live all year long.
Well, we enjoyed it, and you're welcome back anytime.
It's good to see
Shoot,
you.
yeah.
You're good to see you, Earl.
Thanks for the invite.
All
Y'all
right,
tell you. I guess you're probably sick of hearing from you, ain't you, Tim? We talk on the phone a lot, me and Tim and Hannah.
Well, we have some good fellowship on that phone, and I appreciate every moment of it, bro.
We do.
Or we
You
do.
ain't got a lot of me to be my friend. Y'all know I love you.
Hey, we ain't telling no tall tale on that one.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, baby. And y'all have a good evening, and I'll be watching the rest of it. I'll be watching. So, y'all have a good evening, good night, and God bless you.
God bless you too, brother.
I see Cooking and Vibe. She's saying she mixed some of my honey up already. She put it in the blender to do it herself.
She mixed it with hazelnut. Probably pretty good. No, that was DC that said that.
She said she just whipped it with honey. She used her electric whisker to do it.
She made whipped honey.
Yeah, whipped honey.
One thing I want to tell you, Jigs, I've actually been enjoying this crossover between everybody, the homesteaders that are trying to do their own garden and live naturally, and the bees. I think it's going good because a lot of them have been concerned or thinking about bees and how we all really need the bees. So I've actually been enjoying it.
Right.
It's opened up a whole new level here, I think.
Right. There was a whole bunch of people that wasn't gardeners until you had some gardeners come in and start. Hey, you need to do your own garden. You need to do your own garden. You need some seeds. We'll send you some seeds. Just start with something. Get a tomato plant. Get anything. Just get a plant. And it's been growing.
Well, it's interesting to know too as well how folks they got their own little tricks in that homesteading part that I wouldn't know about. I mean, we can do our gardening, and things like that, and be enough to survive. That ain't no problem. But folks have these little tricks and tips that they figured out through the years, and you go, just the same thing in the beekeeping end. Hey, I'm gonna try that and use that. See if it's going to help me down here.
Like last summer, I made myself some SIPs, self-irrigating planters. It's water it once a week.
I plan on doing something.
There's one homesteader I was looking at, watching for a while. It wasn't hydroponics, but what he did is he had the planter above fish. Yeah, an aquarium of fish, and then their bio and stuff that they dropped, he siphoned back off into the plants. It filtered the water back down to them.
Right.
So it was actually a filter. And it produced the potassium and all that stuff for the plants. And I thought that was a cool idea, but when I started looking at it, that's really expensive to build.
Yeah. We got one guy in our his name is Regenerative Wayne, and that he has a big fishing area and he's running it through his plants and stuff. Hey, it's working for him. It's working for him.
Well, you know, it's like someone making worm castings out of their all the biodegradable stuff. You know, it's the same principle. It's putting those nutrients back into the soil and to, you know, you filter the water and then feed it back, you know, to the plants. I mean, it makes a complete biological cycle.
Hey, it's
Makes
nice
sense.
it's nice having your own little manufacturer. You don't have to go out and buy nothing.
Yeah.
Michael Buck is talking about a hot box out of an old camper refrigerator, and with a thermal controller to control the heat lamps.
Yeah, he's talking about using the Inkbird device. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Inkbird device is the thermal controller.
Take them with nectars.
I have a 10 cubic foot refrigerator that came out of my camper last summer when the manufacturer replaced it, and it's sitting in my workshop waiting to hook up the Inkbird device.
Yeah, Bob and Charlie have done the same thing. Actually, Charlie started talking about that a while back. He has a warming box too, for the same principle, set up with an Inkbird and a heater.
It'll be my second one because I have a wooden box with the Inkbird controller on it that I'm using now.
You just, Mr. Lewis, you're using that for a warmer?
Yeah. Using the incubator as a warmer. Okay, that'd work.
Yeah, I can use it for decrystallizing, and I can turn it up high enough that I can use it for melting wax.
That may be going up there then.
You just put a filter device in there. You can actually strain that stuff out when you heat it up. It should probably come out pretty clean.
Yeah, I just haven't done that yet.
That's an interesting concept.
Yep.
You know, it'd be like a solar wax melter, except for you're using a heater, but you know, not direct heat.
It could get quite hot in there. I have a video of where I left the thermal sensor outside the box and literally cooked probably about 2 or 3 gallons of honey.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could use a heating mat on that stuff.
A gardening. I've used one of the gardening mats wrapped with a towel around the bucket, and it's heated it up enough to where I had some hard crystallized honey. It made it where I could work with it to make creamed honey, and I had to let it sit for a couple of days to do that. You know, so it doesn't get hot enough. But it does help if you have some crystallized honey you need to use to make, you know, like I was making creamed honey with it. It broke it up enough I can make creamed honey out of it.
Let me see. This is the most crystallized honey I got right there. And that's for the same reason I don't touch this one. Don't use it for nothing until it crystallized more.
Well, was that 2 pound jar?
Sometimes they won't crystallize more.
Quart.
Well, it's a quart.
32 ounces. 32 ounces.
Yeah.
So you might have enough in the bottom of that thing for the starter seed.
Yeah, good. Just for that bottle, yes, I believe it is. Just for that bottle.
Well, what you do is you build the seed and you let it sit. It'll crystallize, and then what you start doing is, and then all that will crystallize, and then you can use 1 pound to like 10 pounds, a ratio to make your creamed honey with.
This is what Brian sent us, fella we was telling you about, Jay.
Right.
That's his blueberry stuff there. Yeah. Blueberry
and I got tons of blueberries.
Well, you have to use freeze dried. What I got here, that's the peanut butter one that I've made.
That's the one I want. That's the one I wants to make, peanut butter.
I want to try that now.
What I did is I went to Sam's and bought that. You go to the health food area, and they have all the nutrients and stuff you add to protein shakes in the morning.
Yeah, the peanut butter powder.
Yeah, and I got the peanut butter powder, and that's what I use for it. It doesn't mess with the moisture content in the honey.
Okay.
Actually, it pulls moisture. It's pulled some out of it, to tell you the truth.
I'm glad you tell me about that because I was thinking about some Jiffy.
Well, if you're making a peanut butter sandwich with it, that's one thing, and honey, that works.
No, I wanted to last. Nah, I'm glad.
The oils and the peanut butter, the actual peanut butter are probably sour. If it sits too long.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I wasn't thinking about the oil and the peanut butter. Kim Stage, how you doing?
You just getting all
Going out the box. How you doing, man?
That's awesome.
You the same now?
Yeah, I got up like 89 people earlier when Bob was on. That's the most I've had. So
if you didn't share out, you still had less.
Yep.
And we finally figured out how to do it 3/4 of the way through the show.
We do.
But Mark Miller's in here. I didn't see Mark. Sorry about that, Mark.
She said, "Give me my credit where it belongs at. Give my credit."
There we go.
Mark.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mark.
How you doing?
Doing all right.
Good. Everybody cold?
No, man.
Yeah.
Y'all down south.
I don't play cold.
That ain't fair.
Like it got cold for us. It's almost 30 right now.
Shoot, I'm still at 40 something.
It's 51 degrees where I'm at.
Ooh, that'd be nice. I got the wood stove going out here in the shop. Got the propane heater going.
Probably got some snow on the ground too, right?
No, it tried to snow, but it didn't stick. Just north of here, about 50 miles, they got a lot of snow. I coming across Missouri yesterday and took me all day. I-70 got shut down. A 20-car pile up. It was a mess.
It's 43. Let's go.
It is cold, Jeremy. 43 is cold, Bubba, to us.
Down here.
Well, I'm at 45, but that ain't cold.
Shoot.
Humidity's what gets me.
Yeah.
Well, I heard y'all talking about gardening, and I had to jump in here. That's something I love.
Yeah.
That's
gardening and bees. That's it for me.
That's it for me. Hunting and fishing.
We found that
now you're starting something else. Now you want to talk about hunting. That's a whole nother range. But that's something else I love to do too.
Yeah, we're finding that the crossover between homesteaders and or people with gardens are looking into bees. So that's what we started playing with here. I have anyways.
That's what got me started it in a way, gardening, and I'd go out in the yard. You couldn't even find a bee. Wasn't no bees nowhere. And that's when I started getting interested in bees, just for my garden.
I hope you ain't like my brother. I got my brother interested in bees. Yeah, I want some bees. I want bees. This one I want. He got so many bees, but I said you don't realize the bees are not staying in your yard. You might have 10 bees that be in your yard. The rest of them come out and up. They don't just fly around. They come out and up.
Yeah.
But you have other bees coming to investigate the bees you do have,
Right.
so
Right.
you do get bees from other places too. So
Yeah.
they're trying to figure out where the mother bees are from.
Well, I know before I got bees, I would plant purple peas. Just wouldn't do very good. And after I got bees, it's just like they took off. You know, they were getting pollinated, I guess. Made a big difference.
DCB, he will be my dinner. He will be my dinner.
Did you ever send that to the freezer camp?
Not yet, but oh man, it's not as easy as it used to be for me. But he will find the freezer.
Well, and two, y'all quit. We're on TV.
I don't care. I don't care how many animals I get. Sheep, I will never. I told my grandson, if they ask you what kind of animal you want, you better say anything but sheep.
Oh yeah.
Sheep are the dumbest animals ever.
I knew he was going there with that.
I took and bought.
But they're so soft and cuddly.
I bought a big bale of alfalfa hay, put that out there for him. I put a new cover over his sleeping area and all that stuff. I came back 2 days later. He pulled all the hay out and he's just stomping all over it, got mud all up in it. I said, okay, you ain't getting no more hay. So my grandson, go out and feed him. I said, just give him one scoop of food and that's it. But then he likes chewing on the tarp. He eats the actual tarp that's supposed to cover him from the weather.
You sure he ain't half goat?
My goats didn't eat no tarp. The goats ate my barn, but they didn't eat the tarp.
Usually the goats are the one eating everything.
If you got goats, make sure your barn is metal. If it's wood, even though you feed them, it's still gonna eat on the barn.
It's gonna be toothpicks in the morning, huh?
I'm telling you. I took and I didn't have any metal on it. They start eating on the door. Then I got a big window in the front. They start eating in front of the windows, start eating on the side. I took and put a metal along the whole bottom. They say, you ain't smart. They get up on their hoof and they eat above the metal. I said, man. Then I had some Great Pyrenees and pit bull mix. So I opened it up so that the puppies could be in there. Goats went in there. They start eating up everything in there. They start eating the floor up. And then what they didn't eat up, that the fella that looked like him right there. I guess you know what I'm talking to because he leaned forward to the camera. Yeah. One of your friends. One of your friends had sex with my Great Pyrenees. And they came out looking like you, but they were tearing up everything.
DC, ain't that what you got them how do you say that? Pyrenees?
Great
Big old
Pyrenees?
dogs? I think DC's got a couple of them dogs. They be pretty dogs now, but they big.
It's like Jasper trying to get his view time again.
You gotta have some property. I got 5 acres and that's not enough property for them. They need roaming room.
Are they I wouldn't say so much a herding dog, but a protective dog over a herd?
They protect the other animals.
Okay.
But when you're in the city, don't have them dogs. Don't have the dogs in the city.
They also you got asses will protect your property too.
Yeah. I'm thinking about getting some miniature ones.
They're so cute.
Just it's time for dog talk.
Time for dog talk. Yeah,
I did a video already. I did a RIP on my dog last Saturday. He was 48 years old, and he finally gave up the ghost.
No, poor fellow. We had to do that probably about 3 weeks ago to our lab and border collie mix. She got a bunch of cancers on her, and we tried to let her live out her days as long as she could, but it got time, and we had to bite the bullet and take her down to the vet.
Yeah. Now I'll be serious. Most of my dogs, my goats, chickens, everything is buried out there in my backyard. This dog is the only one that he was too much of a family to be buried in the backyard. We had to take him to the vet, and they took care of him.
Yeah.
You about like us, got a pet cemetery out there. Dogs, cats, chickens.
Hey,
Yep.
my ground is very fertile.
10,000 years from now, they're gonna be digging up out that, checking that stuff out. So I wonder what this guy was doing out here.
Nah, they ain't gonna last that long. Hey, if they check, they might find some trackers out there, because I always had the tracker put inside my dog's tail, so they might find a few of them out there.
We had our little Shih Tzu pass away last year, and I got a 4x6 granite stone to mark it as a grave marker.
Nice.
Well, you get attached to them old, especially get a good dog. I mean, they your family.
Yeah.
Casper, he didn't got to see him. He has definitely made himself at home.
He's being part of the live chat tonight.
Oh, that joker knows when we go on live. I can sit here and watch YouTube videos of people, and him and Stella, the other one over there, they play and carry on. But for some reason, he has figured out when that camera sits in front of us, I got to get here and get my shot too, I reckon.
And he's right in the middle of it.
Oh, it's 100.
Yeah. Growing out the box here, my bluebird brings a lot of bees around too. I got 22 feet of blueberries on this side of my house. I had bees, too many bees.
Well, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but having them bees in your yard, and if you do a garden of any kind, and if the bees are going to pollinate on whatever the floral is coming off that garden, you're going to double the yield.
Yes.
Versus not having them out there pollinating.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about them. I'm not going to complain about them. The only thing that bothered me are the what's that? The carpenter bees and all that stuff. They come up on my front porch and all that, trying to dig in the wood and all that stuff.
Now, Jay, we figured this out on a customer not too long ago, when the fella that owns the feed store told us about this. It doesn't harm the bees, anything like that. It's more of a deterrent, the way he put it. But you can get it at a feed store or at a co-op, but it's called Biothin. And you mix it in a pump sprayer.
No,
Biothin.
Bifen.
Put it in the chat so they know how to spell it. But you mix it up in a pump sprayer and say, you know, you got yellow pine out there. You ain't got no treated lumber. And you know they're going to tear into that untreated lumber, especially some good old yellow pine, pretty quick. But you spray that on that yellow pine or whatever the raw wood is, let it soak in. Them carpenter bees, they won't touch it.
I could use that.
All right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna have to wrap it up this evening. because my stepdaughters came home and wife's probably getting hungry. So I'm gonna shut it down, guys. I enjoyed it, and be looking to see y'all next Saturday, hopefully.
We enjoyed it too. Good
I
seeing
don't make
everybody.
no promises, but I'll be here if I can.
Come
All
on in.
right, brother.
Good to see y'all.
Good night, y'all.
All right,
All
take
right,
care,
y'all
Mr.
have a
Lee.
good one.
All right.
Love you
Good night,
guys.
y'all.
Love y'all too, brother.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Come on, stream. Yeah, I'm still here. Is the after party? What? Nah. So what have you been working on? You've been planning on for your bees, Mark? Your queens?
Where am I at right now?
No, I
What
was
you
asking
said?
where you think. No, I was asking about what your plans were for your queens making queens this year. I know it's too early right
Well,
now. But I was talking.
yeah, I've had a lot of people contact me, and I've not been taking up any money as far as orders go. But I've been telling them, look, I'll contact you a couple of weeks before I know your name's coming up. That way you can send me the money and I can give you a date when they're going to come in. I hate to take any money up, not knowing how you're going to come out of winter.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't want to do that and then have to not get the customers what I want to give them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I'd understand. It's a hard feeling if you promise something and it ain't there. That's why I
right,
haven't done
right.
anything. I haven't done anything with posting anything about nukes yet because I've not done it. One and two, I'm not there yet.
Yeah. I want to get through the critical mass and then the hard part right now is really my most critical time. We've had a warm up. Now it's cold.